Hi guys, and welcome to Motor Monday with me, Talbotron. I know I've been threatening to do this series for a while now, and I've actually gone and done it. And the car that we've got today is a pretty good one, to be fair. I'm test driving the new Bmw X1 X-Drive 20D M Sport. It's a bit of a mouthful. A lot of car manufacturers are doing it these days. I know Audi are doing it with like the Q5, BMW are doing it with the X1, even Hyundai are doing it with the iX35s and the iX25s and stuff like this. The kind of the normal car that they kind of put on stilts and just make it a bit more 4x4 looking, really, is the best way to describe it. Right, this one that I've got here is, like I say, the X1. All the details for it, like prices and facts and figures and stuff, I'll put in the description below, because it hurts my brain to remember too many numbers. But yeah, this is the 2-litre diesel variant with the X-Drive to make it a bit more economic. So far I've put, I think, £15 worth of fuel in this, and it's given me a range of 143 miles. So that's not too bad. It's a quarter of a tank, so really for a 2-litre diesel, you know, that's not too bad. I mean, diesels are good on fuel, and the X-Drive's no exception. With the X-Drive as well, if you take it steady, you know, it's going to last you a good while. Right, get down to the nitty-gritty things. The car on the outside, it looks good. It's a grower more than anything. I looked at it first and thought, oh good God, what have they done? But it's not that bad. It's not a bad looking car. You get used to it. This is the M Sport, so you've got kind of the front fog lights, a bit more chrome here and there. I think the arches are a bit flared. I'm not too sure. I haven't seen two side by side really. So interior, you've got your normal BMW style layout. You've got the little M badges, a sporty, meaty steering wheel, which I actually really like. You know, it really gives you a good firm grip, and you know, when you're turning the corners and stuff like that, you really kind of need stuff like that. M Sport gear knob and sills, and these bucket seats, which are uncomfortable at first, but I'm kind of used to it now. So it's moulded to me, shall we say. Driver comfort wise, in the cabin, I've got plenty of headroom. Arm room I've got plenty of. I've got an armrest here. The only thing that really bothers me, there's somewhere for me to put my left leg as well when I'm cruising, but the only thing going down to my feet is the pedals are so close together. I mean, I've got size 12 feet, and it's just so awkward to, you know, put they're just too close together, for my preference anyway. I mean, not everybody's got massive feet like me, so, you know, not everybody will find this the problem, but, you know, for me anyway, I'm not too keen on the pedal setup. Seating position, I'm comfortable. I am comfortable. I can go for a long drive in this, I feel. View over the bonnet though, it's a big old bonnet. There's a lot of kind of space there that you wouldn't really need, I don't think, to tone it down. But you know, it's good. You can see over the bonnet, but you know, it probably benefits being a little bit shorter. View out the side mirrors are great. They've got good big mirrors that don't look out of proportion with the car. You know, really good. You can see things either side and behind really well. My only negative point with the visibility is looking out the rear view mirror. It seems kind of small, kind of like you're looking through a tunnel. But again, if you're reversing or doing any sort of manoeuvre, and you know, you pop your arm over the back of the chair and you're actually looking, it's not all that bad, although a little high, because as they've raised the car, they've raised the back end and it's lifted up, so you kind of miss things on the floor And my biggest fear is that I'm reversing and there's like a small bollard or maybe even a small child that you don't see, and bump and hit it, and that can cause a lot of problems and mess. So yeah, I'd address that if it was me. This model, again, being the M Sport, it's not got cruise control, which I'm shocked about. It's got all your steering wheel functions. It's got buttons for Bluetooth phones, but most BMWs do, but not necessarily have them. CD, MP3, auxiliary. It's got start, stop even. There's a traction control button, and there's a button to lift the rear end if you need to tow it. So you know, it's got good equipment, to be fair. Aircon, you know, no heated seats. I like heated seats, especially in the winter. But yeah, as far as in the cabin goes, it's not a bad place to be. Very typical BMW with the kind of silver trim there and here, and it looks all very samey, all BMW cars. That's not a criticism, because BMWs do look nice. I am a fan of BMW, so don't think that as a criticism. I like the way they look. So, all in all, the interior cabin of the car, I'd give a solid 7 out of 10. The drive of the car itself is really good. Diesels always produce more torque than petrol, and you really feel that if you have to accelerate. It really pushes you back, and you get a good feeling of, you know, you're actually going somewhere. So it can pull a caravan, probably a mountain, quite easily. Again, suspension is great. I've gone over a couple of potholes to test it, and you feel them, but it doesn't break your spine. Again, going back to the drive though, the acceleration of this thing is pretty impressive. I've just joined the dual carriageway, and to get from the island onto the dual carriageway, get up to the national speed limit, it didn't feel like it took me an age, which, you know, some big old diesels do. So, you know, the way they harness the power is good, but BMW are famous for being able to get power out of smaller engines. Even if you look back to the old, you know, the old M3s and the old M5s, all of the old original ones were straight sixes, naturally aspirated engines. So I suppose when you've got people that work on cars like that make cars like this, they know what they're doing. It's not a loud engine either. You know, you can sit here quite happily. I don't know what it's like on the camera, but I can sit here quite happily and I can hear myself think. So it's not a big tractor sounding engine, which is great. And again, X-Drive, you can kind of, you know, you can tune down your emissions and stuff like that, so you're not going to kill the planet, which is always another bonus. Handling is great. You know, curvy mountain roads that I'm on now, you know, it takes them quite easily. You have to really quite, you know, take a steep one for it to feel a bit iffy. Again, I'm doing the speed limit. I'm on active British roads. I've got to abide by the law. You know, and sometimes, you know, it says you can do a national speed limit around the corner, and you think to yourself, not a chance. But this, you know, it's comfortable. You can do, you know, what it says you can do, which is, it's fantastic, really. Because I hate it when cars say that you can do all this and then don't deliver, or they're great in a straight line, but then when you put them towards a corner, they just go to bits. This feels comfortable through the corner. You can thread a needle with it almost, but it's massive, so I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, there are better handling cars out there, but, you know, as far as this big kind of crossover sport 4x4 thing goes, this one's not half bad. Gears, 6 gears, which is fantastic for cruising. My only negative with the BMW gearboxes is when you change gear, you get this big clunk. You know, you feel the clunk when you change gear. It's always 2 little click, 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 click. Which is great if you know, hammering pedal to the metal and you feel like you're achieving something, you know. But when you're just having a leisurely drive like this, it's a bit, you know, it's like, really, do I really have to move the gears that hard to get it into gear? Why do I have to do that? So, I don't know. I suppose if you want a nice calm drive, you go for an automatic, but then you lose the the feel of the big power of the click click when you change gears again. Clutch is good, really responsive, sharp, which is what you want. So yeah, driving and handling and suspension, I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10. Right, living with this car, practicality wise, this is again my opinion, so disregard it if you want. Boot is massive, it's got a little space saving floor so you can take it off and make it a little bit deeper. You could get plenty of shopping in the boot, you know, if you went to London and spent your year's salary, you could fill the boot, I reckon. You know, you could easily get your week's worth of shopping in it. Families with children, you know, push chairs and strollers, again, not a problem, you will get them in. There's quite big door pockets as well, which is good, like you want to put a bottle of water down there or paperwork or whatever it is you keep normally in your door pockets. There's a little cubby here in the dash, just press and lift up, which I'm having difficulty doing now for some reason, which, you know, you can put all sorts of stuff in. Little cabin down here as well, just got the gear lever, and again, that lifts up, but that's, you know, got a cup holder and there's not much of anything in there, so it's not that great as the centre console goes. And the glove box is a bit on the small side as well, but you've got a massive boot and two big door pockets to choose from, so stop moaning about the glove box. Again, living with it, from what I've gathered so far, you're not going to be paying through the nose of the pumps. When I said to you before that I put fuel in it and it took a quarter of a tank, since then I've done probably 25-30 mile and the range has actually increased. So, you know, it's still registering the fuel that I'm putting in and thinking to itself, I've got plenty here, I can do a long journey all day. So, you know, for long commuting journeys, you're going to have no problem with it. Like I say, I'm doing a long commuting journey now, round town. I can only speculate, but I don't think you're going to be paying the heavy price of the pumps. Affordability wise, it's a BMW, so be prepared to pay BMW prices. Parts and stuff aren't cheap if anything goes wrong. And insurance isn't cheap on BMWs either, so just bear that in mind before you make a purchase, because the purchase, you know, the price of the car is going to be a lot higher than something else. If you put this next to, I know it's completely, BMW fans out there will be shouting at me now saying it's absurd, but if you put this in the same kind of bracket as Hyundai's iX35, same sort of car, same sort of size, the Hyundai is going to cost you a lot less to actually buy, insure, but then again, if you want the BMW, you're not going to go and buy a Hyundai. Again, nothing against Hyundais, I actually really like the iX35, but again, you just, if you've got it set that you're going to go and buy a BMW, you're going to go and buy a BMW. Right, so my overall review of the BMW X1 X-Drive 20D with the M Sport pack. I've got to be honest, I'm impressed with the car. It handles well, it drives well, it's practical, it doesn't seem expensive to run, but then you've always got your little niggles with any car. No car is perfect. If any car was perfect, you wouldn't ever buy another one. So overall, this car is a really, really good car. I'm really impressed with it. And like I say, I was a skeptic at first. I saw it and thought, oh no, not another crossover, but I actually really like it. But then again, I don't think I'd part with my own money for it. But after all been said and done, I'm going to give this car a Talbotron rating of 7.5 out of 10. Maybe more, I don't know. I think I'd probably enjoy it more if it was an automatic, to be honest, because it doesn't feel like a car that you'd go racing in. It doesn't feel like a car that needs to be driven hard at all. So the really stiff gear change for me really kind of let it down. I think I much prefer it if it was an automatic, because you could just sit where you were and just cruise up the motorway, like I think the car was designed for, to be honest. Cruise round town. I think if I'd have been driving an automatic model, I'd have been giving it an 8 out of 10. But because of that heavy gearbox, it's only getting a 7.5. Again, all these opinions are my own, and feel free to disregard anything I said. But hopefully, I've shed a bit of light on it for you, and at the same time, you've enjoyed watching me have a mindless ramble on about a big red BMW. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Monday. Cheers.